Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Just a quick video today with some blooms opened recently. And that's the first time that's happened for a hell of a long time. I turned the camera on and pointed it and I thought, why can't I see much? The lens had completely fogged up. I think the humidity is quite high in here, 87% at 26 degrees, 24 degrees, so yeah, that's quite high. Yeah. And of course in the house it's not warm, relatively, so the camera was at the temperature of the house, so as soon as I walked out here, whoosh, instant fog. Anyway, a few friends have come back to see us, and in this case, second time blooming this year, Dendrobium primadonna. Now it's not going to have a lot of blooms, it has got some down there as well. But it's a second blooming basically, and it actually these blooms have only just opened. They're not fully open yet, they haven't gone flat, but they've got a lot of pink. Now that pink comes and goes. Sometimes it's hardly there at all, and other times it's quite prominent, and I think these are going to, when they open properly, they're going to have real nice pink tinges. You can often tell by looking at the buds. You can actually see the pink that's going to be on the ends of the sepals when they open up. And the pink is on the sepals, but sometimes it's on the petals too, and the lip, and other times no. But it varies. So anyway, that's a friend I've had a very, very long time, primadonna, that actually took Best Hybrid in Show once upon a time. Not this actual plant, that'd be the day, but when it was in its glory, it became a massive plant, and one year it just had an absolutely spectacular blooming, across many, many canes, so it was an absolute mass. But since then, it's been split up several times, pieces have gone to other people and all that sort of thing, so this is the little bit I'm left with that I'm growing on, like starting again. So to get this to bloom twice in one season, I'm well pleased. And then over here, now this one hasn't long been out of bloom, quite honestly. Another one of the encyclia types with the upside down blooms. Now that's not open properly yet, that only happened since first thing this morning. First thing this morning that wasn't open, but it is now. This is probably my most fragrant orchid by quite a bit, and it's got another spike up the back there. So when both of these spikes are open at the same time and we get a bit of sunshine in here, my daughter wouldn't be able to stay in here. It actually upsets her. Sort of, she doesn't feel right with this fragrance, because it happened once with us at Burnham's when they had a lot out in the orchid paradise. They had a lot of these in bloom at the same time, and I thought it was absolutely heavenly, and Hannah had to leave. She said, I'm going to have to go out, this is just getting to me. It was like catching the back of her throat, it was too much. So if you're sensitive to heavy fragrance, then that's not one for you. Definitely not. And then over here we've got show-offs back again. This is the sweet pinky Momoko. Now okay, it's just a nobly hybrid, but no, it's not. That's what's special about this one. These blooms are almost as big as my hand. They are huge. As nobly types go, that is an incredibly large bloom. And again, this is its second blooming this year, and we've got a lot, yeah? So more here and another shed load over here. And when they're this big, when two buds come out quite close together like that, they sort of squash each other. They literally get in each other's way. But these are absolutely gorgeous. Hang on. Very, very faint floral sort of fragrance, nothing special. I mean, noblies are not renowned for their fragrance. I mean, some are. Some are not. Some have got a lovely fragrance. But it's more about the blooms, really, more about the shape of the bloom. I mean, that is a very good shape, nobly bloom. Slight frill on the lip, frill on the petals, gradation from virtually white in the centre out to quite a deep purple on the outsides, and then we've got this lovely yellow with the red contrast in the centre. So it's a good colour. It was one I bought at Burnham's because I needed to come out with an orchid. I felt guilty about being there all day, and I saw this. It was the only one, and I mean it had a broken new growth on it. It was in bloom in the middle of summer. The bloom, Sarah said, the blooms have been open quite a while. They won't last much longer. So yeah, all right. So I came home with it, but it's turned out to be a bit of a star performer, quite honestly. You know, these blooms are bigger than when I bought it. So I'm doing well. I'm doing something right. So yeah, so that's it for today. It's just new blooms opened. Nothing else on its way. What's that big cattleya bud doing? Well, that'll be. We can look at it, but it's not open yet. Not quite. Probably tomorrow. Forgotten what that is. Harrisoniana, I think. Anyway, we'll look at that another time. That's, as I say, that's just pushing open now. It's a bit of a nuisance. I might have to get a stake on that because the petals and sepals are touching that leaf, which means they're going to distort. You know, one of them's either not going to open flat or it's going to be bent or something. So I might have to just put some support there to let that move away from that leaf, just to make sure it opens properly. So there we go. This is the other upside down bloom plant. We did have a look at this not this long ago. Now this is starting to put its fragrance out. Now it's nowhere near as powerful as the radiata, but nonetheless it's there. And I mean, you can see that once you get into the this type of encyclia with the upside down blooms, there's a lot of similarity, a hell of a lot of similarity. Anyway, I've got stuff to do, and I'll leave you on that note. That sure is a beauty. Sure is a beauty. And see you next time.